Hi everyone, my name is Dan Brogan, Managing Director at 3R.
Hi everybody, I'm Debbie Stock. I head up our risk and compliance team at 3R.
Thanks for joining us. We wanted to spend a bit of time today talking about the upcoming umbrella changes and looking in a bit of detail around the Finance Act, specifically the Joint and Several Liability changes that are coming. We've spent a fair bit of time over the last few months on our own journey around this. So we've talked to our customers, their end clients. We've also spent a lot of time talking to industry bodies and accreditors. So we wanted to share some of those learns, talk to you a little bit about how we feel recruiters should be reacting to the changes and some of the steps 3R are taking to prepare and to support our customers on that journey.
So Dan, can you explain what changes are coming into effect later this year?
Sure. So from April this year, the changes to the Employment Act, the Finance Act even, around joint and several liability mean that an agency will be liable to pay PAYE and national insurance in the event that an umbrella does not pay that to HMRC. And in some circumstances, that liability also falls on or could fall on the end client or an intermediary, but primarily it will be on an agency. We understand that the HMRC will not hold on looking to recover those funds. They will move immediately to the agency in the event of non-payment.
We've been having lots of conversations with recruiters with regards to these changes. What are the key points that you've taken away?
So the key points I've taken away from those conversations, firstly, I would say is understanding the legislation. So it's really important recruiters are clear on what's changing, what it means for them, and they're really clear on the liability that they're potentially sat with post-April. The second point would be to audit your supply chain. So make sure that you're really clear on who you're working with. Make sure that if you're working with umbrellas, they have the right accreditations and they have the right software or processes to provide reassurance that that tax is calculated correctly and is being paid to HMRC. And then the last point would be work with your clients, talk to your clients, understand from their perspective, are they changing their PSLs? What approach are they taking to the legislation? Do you need to look at any wording or clause changes in your contracts, or will they be dictating those to you? Work with your advisors, work with your suppliers, and make sure that they're properly and appropriately set up ahead of the legislation changes to be able to support you in any changes you need to make, or any partners that you're working with or umbrellas that you're working with, so that the whole system runs smoothly and everyone ensures that they're really clear on the liability and what's happening to protect themselves.
Great. So what kind of conversations are our recruiters having with end clients?
So obviously it's a hot topic, and what we're finding is many end clients are consolidating their PSLs, so are being quite selective on which umbrellas they're allowing recruiters to work with. In some instances, they're sort of questioning altogether the ability to work with umbrellas, but on the whole, it is generally that consolidation of the PSL. They are, on occasions, revising legal documentation, client terms and contracts, so it's well worth recruiters thinking about that angle as well, and really just doing very much like I guess we all are, which is making sure they're comfortable that entire supply chain is compliant and is working above board with the right accreditations and the right methods of validating and verifying that the tax is calculated and paid correctly.
So what kind of conversations have we been having leading up to the changes?
We've had lots to start with. I think there are probably three key areas in how we've approached this. The first has been to understand the legislation. So we've spoken to our advisors. We've obviously spent time out there with industry specialists to understand the nuances of the legislation. I think there are still some elements yet to be clarified, but firstly has been to sort of seek to understand. Secondly, we've spent time talking to industry providers and mainly accreditation bodies. So, FCSA, Safe Rec, Professional Passport, what are they doing? How are they preparing? What are they positioning in terms of their product set and support to help everybody navigate this legislation change? And then the last one has been talking to our customers. So we spent a fair bit of time understanding their knowledge, how we can support, what tools they need, and helping them navigate what's out there to support themselves and position themselves ahead of the changes. So that's 3 things: understanding the legislation, talking to accreditation bodies, and spending time with our customers to really work through how we can best support them.
So what have we done at 3R to make our systems compliant with this change?
Sure, so I guess the first thing has been to educate our customers. So we've just started that activity, which is, position the legislation, position what it means for them, position what's out there and what we're doing to help protect them and all of us against the legislation changes. That's the first point. The second has been to really refine our approach to our PSL. So like everyone, we'll have a PSL of umbrellas that we work with. We've been really clear. We are looking at what is their accreditation, but also what method of validation and verification around timesheets are they using and tax. So we've looked at those 2 key elements and we've refined our own PSL, and we'll be working with our customers to sort of provide clarity on that. And then the last point has been to position our service to be able to work with whichever solution our customers have. So, be it one particular type of software or another, we need to be positioned to be able to work with all of that because we deal with a broad range of customers and a number of umbrellas. So it's important we position ourselves well to be able to handle all scenarios, I guess. So I would say they're the 3 key things that we've done.
We hope the information today has been useful. If you've got any questions or queries, then please feel free to reach out to anybody here on our team.
Thanks very much.